Not every mage wants to waste time picking flowers, so I added a Khajiit Vendor to Dragon's Reach who deals in bulk alchemy ingredients. He's not flashy, just a quiet
Yes.
trader with suspiciously deep pockets and crates full of what you
Until
need.
next time.
Today we're creating this brand new vendor NPC in Skyrim using the creation kit. We'll set up his merchant chest, assign a faction, build the NPC, place him in Dragon's Reach, test in-game, and finally update his inventory. Let's get started. Let's open the creation kit and click Data. Double-click skyrim.esm to load it, and if you're making a new mod, set skyrim.esm as the active file. If any pop-ups appear, choose Yes to All. If you see small warnings, you can close them with the X. For now, we'll keep moving. Loading can take a moment depending on your PC, no rush. In the Object window, go to World Objects, then open the Container section. In the filter box, type Merchant. You'll see some sample merchant chests. I'm duplicating Arcadia's chest from Whiterun because my NPC sells similar items, but you can duplicate any example. Right-click the chest and choose Duplicate. Then right-click your duplicate and choose Edit. Change the ID to something unique and organized, like my NPC chest. I usually go with the NPC name plus chest. Remove anything you don't want sold and add a couple of items you do want. We'll refine this later after testing. Click OK. If you get any pop-ups, just click No first and then Yes, and that's it. Now we need to place the chest in the game world. Think about where your NPC will be standing. For my example, I'm putting it in Dragon's Reach, inside Farengar's room. In the cell view, open interiors, find Dragon's Reach, and load it. If you see any pop-up warnings, just click Yes to All. In the render window, find a good spot in the Wizard's Chamber. Normally, vendor chests are hidden away in the void, which is the invisible gray space outside the building. That's how most merchants in Skyrim keep their stock invisible. But I like making mine visible because it feels more immersive when you can actually see their items in the world. To move and rotate the chest, use the Z key to adjust the height. Right-drag the mouse to orbit the camera and get a good angle. Once you're happy, place the chest where you want it. If you'd like the chest to be locked, select it in the render window, then double-click to open its settings. Go to the Lock tab, check Locked, and choose a difficulty level. You can also require a key. To do that, duplicate any existing key, give it a custom ID, assign it here, and then add it to your NPC's inventory later. I'll keep it simple and just lock it for now. Open the character menu, then click Faction and right-click to create a new entry. For the ID, use your NPC name plus faction so it is easy to find later. Tick the box for Can Be Owner. Set the merchant hours from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. For location, choose Near Self. You can increase the radius if you want them to roam more. With the default radius, they will wander into nearby rooms and interact with nearby objects, even the dining table in the main hall. If you make the radius larger, they can roam around the entire castle. To link the merchant container, click Select Reference in Render window. In the render window, double-click the container you placed earlier to select it and link it. You will notice the cursor changes, which confirms the selection. Set the vendor buy and sell list. You can press the V key to easily find vendor examples. I am choosing Apothecary because this vendor will mostly trade alchemy supplies. The only Buy Stolen Items option is available if you want that behavior, but I am leaving it unchecked. I am not changing the crime settings either. These are completely optional. Now we can click OK to save the faction and move on to create our actor. Open the Actors menu, then open Actor and right-click to create a new one. For the ID, type the name of your NPC plus actor. For the in-game display name, type their name. Check the box for Essentials so they cannot die accidentally. For the race, I choose Khajiit. I like to add more Khajiit energy to Whiterun. For the voice type, select a matching one for your NPC. I will go with Melee Khajiit. In the Stats section, we can skip this part since we are only making a vendor. if you wanted your NPC to also be a trainer or a follower, you would use this area to adjust the skills they can teach or the levels they can improve. Now move on to factions. You will need at least 2. First, add your custom NPC faction, which is required. Second, add the job merchant faction, which is also required. You can find it by typing job or merchant into the filter box. If you wanted your NPC to act as a trainer, this is also where you would select one of the job trainer factions, for example, job trainer pickpocket, which would allow the NPC to teach pickpocketing for a fee. Since my NPC is more of a black market merchant, I will leave training out. In addition to those 2, you can also add optional factions. I added Crime Faction Whiterun and Town Whiterun faction because those affect their dialogue and behavior in the city. For inventory and appearance, I wanted something that fit his shady style. I tested the court wizard robes first, but they looked way too uptight, like he was about to give a lecture at the College of Winterhold. Then I tried Esbern's outfit, and honestly, he just looked homeless. Definitely not the vibe. Brynjolf's clothes gave off a nice black market feel, like he was about to slip you something under the table. But in the end, the merchant outfit won me over. The blue really made him stand out and he looked sharp, like someone you could trust just enough to regret it later. In the AI data tab, I set the mood to happy and confidence to brave, which makes their interactions feel warm and confident. Click OK to save your actor. Then drag your NPC from the list into the render window and position them near the chest. Adjust their facing and height until they look right in the scene. I like adding a little atmosphere, things like chairs, shelves, a bed, or even a shrine to worship Mara. Small details make the space feel alive for both the NPC and the player. For example, if you're building a blacksmith, you can place some smithing tools. If it's an apothecary, a few alchemy props add the right vibe. Here I'm showing a mix of both, so you can see how to set them up as examples for your own NPCs later. On screen we go to File then Save. Save your plugin in your Skyrim data folder with a clear name, something like mynpc.esp. Then launch the game and under Creation Load Order or your mod manager, enable your mod. As you can see, the Khajiit is here, with the voice we picked earlier. The vendor menu works flawlessly, letting us buy items and sell items without any issues. The chair, workbenches, and bed are all present and functional. We have basically given this rescue Khajiit a fully functional home, complete with alchemy and blacksmith props, making the space feel lived in and believable. Let's refine what our merchant sells. Reopen the creation kit, go to data, and load Skyrim.esm along with your plugin. Make sure your plugin is set as active. I'm setting my NPC as active. Using the filter helps you quickly find your records, which is why we named everything with the NPC's name. I didn't add all the items to the inventory at first because that could take a lot of time, especially with all the careful naming of items. If the mod didn't work for some reason, we would have wasted all that effort. We wanted to finish the mod and test it as soon as possible, so we left the time-consuming part for last. I also want you to see how to update your mod for future cases. You might want to add another item to the inventory or a new function later, and this way you will know exactly how to update it without breaking anything. Now open your chest. Double-click your My NPC chest and add some items. For example, I'm adding skooma because it fits his character. Set the count for how many of each item you want in stock. You don't need to touch the value here. Some items use different internal IDs. If you can't find Imp's tool, look for it under a mushroom entry, like Mushroom 01 or Mushroom 02. If Eye of Sabercat doesn't appear, try searching for Sabercat Eyeball. A little patience goes a long way. You can also add leveled lists to speed things up, which is handy for vendors like apothecaries or blacksmiths. For example, An ingredients leveled list such as L item ingredients uncommon will automatically populate appropriate items based on level. If you see a green box with a question mark next to an item, that means it is a leveled item. Its exact variant will change with the player's level. For example, a steel sword might become an ebony sword at higher levels. Click OK to confirm your changes, then save your plugin. Your mod is now updated, and the new items will appear in the game the next time you load it. Next, we will load our game with the mod enabled and visit our vendor. We can explore his shop, see all the new items added, and confirm that everything works smoothly without any issues. And that's it! We've finished setting up our vendor NPC in Skyrim. Whiterun now has the Khajiit it didn't know it needed running his little black market. I hope this sparks some ideas for your own projects. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below, and thanks for watching.
How can I assist?